Hey guys, are you guys able to listen to me properly? Please do let me know. Is everything proper, guys? Is my voice or am I audible? Please do let me know, guys. Am I audible, guys? Please do let me know. Great, guys. So can you describe about the data visualization bootcamp and it's free? Yes, Utsav, it's all the boot camps that we conduct are for free. We don't charge anything for the same. Okay, I'm audible. Great, guys. Amazing, amazing. So today we will be starting off with linear regression. We will try to understand the concepts of linear regression. We'll also be letting you guys know about the project, how to submit the project, how will have the project happen and all those kind of stuff. So please be ready for that as well. I'm just waiting for everyone to join on time. Once they have joined, we'll start off with our today's class. Up till that point of time, if you guys have any questions, if you have any queries, or if you want to talk about something, please do let me know. We will definitely try to discuss upon that. Okay. GT Gamer, this is the second last day for the boot camp as we were going a bit slow, so we'll have one more day tomorrow. I will be explaining you guys how the project will happen and everything. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Today is the second last day of learning. We'll have one more day tomorrow as well. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. That's great, Aryan. I'm hoping to see you as well right over there. It will be amazing to meet you guys once again in the program. Okay. And getting to know you on a much more closer level. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Is there anything that you guys want to talk about? Is there any queries, any questions that you want to discuss? Do let me know. We have 2 to 3 minutes right now. We'll try to discuss about that. Okay. Yeah, Karan, I don't want to rush things. I want to make sure that you guys are able to understand everything properly. That is why like I'm taking a one more day. Okay. See, the Poonam, I will have to then re-explain everything once again. In the first half of our class, we'll be studying. In the second half of our class, I will be letting you guys know about the project, how you have to submit it, where the project will happen, everything else as well. Okay, don't worry about it. Are Java bots a part of AI? I am not able to understand. Like they can be, like you can create, you can code. See, AI is just an algorithm. AI is just mathematics. You can code it in any language possible. You can code it in C, you can code it in Java, you can code it in Go, you can code it in Python, any language possible itself. But Python is the most versatile and the most used language. Okay. Again, certificates of project submission of the JavaScript Bootcamp. Today is the last day to submit your projects for the JavaScript Bootcamp. So, of course, we will take 1 to 2 more days to send out the certificates. Full stack for the data science, which is the best to learn, and will offer great package to the freshers. See, the average package for full stack is greater than that of data science right now. So full stack offers a package of a little bit more, that is 13.3 lakhs. That was the average package of full stack in India, lakhs per annum. Whereas for data science, it was around 12.7 lakhs per annum. That was the average package, although both of them are very close to each other, but that is the fact. The second thing is the highest package is greater in data analyst. So the highest package in data analyst is higher because mostly the financial institutes that are currently there, so they offer higher packages, whereas for full stack the higher package was a little bit less, but the average package is higher for full stack. Okay. Which language is preferable for DBA expert? SQL, init, Python, sir. Yes, you will have to learn SQL first of all for a database administrator, and that is a more preferred language as well. It's not a language, actually, it's a query processing. And the next that you want to learn is after that, if you have some time, then Python would also something that I will suggest you guys to do. What is the main difference between ML and AI? AI is like physics. ML is like optics, one of the branches of AI. Okay, is there any class tomorrow? Yes, there will be any. There will be class tomorrow as well. So I want to know about the courses, web development. Karan, you can reach out to me on my WhatsApp number as well. Okay, I will help you guys out with the same. And otherwise, like you can go to our website, devtown.in. You will be able to get to know from there as well. Okay. Okay. So what we'll be learning in the data visualization bootcamp, we'll be learning Python, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. So we'll be looking into data visualization as well as data exploration. So EDA, that is exploratory data analysis, that will be our aim for that particular bootcamp. What are the prerequisites for a web developer? For our program, the prerequisites is nothing. Just you should be able to understand English. Okay. Aryan Sood, I'm so sorry. I was not able to see your question. So, cybersecurity or data science for specialization in college, go with data science. Cybersecurity does not has a lot of job opportunities as of this particular moment in India. So, if you are concerned with getting placement, go with data science. I haven't told anything. I'm just discussing about some questions right now. Some of the questions that people are putting up in the live chat, I'm just discussing that. Okay. So can you make a one video on the roadmap for first year BTech students for getting into big companies, MNCs, do's and don'ts, please? Abhinav, definitely I will be trying to do that. Okay, I have a lot of plans for the next few months. So we will be bringing in people from Google, from Microsoft, from Amazon, from Facebook, from Oracle. We'll be bringing students from various different companies who will be coming in. We'll be organizing podcasts. You will get to know directly from them what are the different things that they did, how they think that would be the right path if they were starting from the at most basics. We will also be releasing such type of videos as well, so don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, so why I'm ignoring the comments for projects is because when we started out with the class, I've already told 3 to 4 times that the project, whatever it is related to the project, we'll be discussing in the second half of today's class. In the first half of today's class, we'll be learning linear regression. So those who are late, of course, you will think that I'm ignoring the comments because you are late, not me. So please be on time. So I will not be ignoring your comments. Okay, great. Is it necessary for a data analyst to learn data structure? Anybody who wants to get into anything related to software engineering, okay, whether it be you want to go into software engineering, whether you want to go to full stack, whether you want to go to data science, any branch, if it is related to computer science, you have to do data structures and algorithms. You don't have any other option. Okay. I'm in 10th. Is it okay to learn? Please focus upon your JEE mains and advanced. If you're not able to get into a good college, your chance of getting a good company already becomes very less. Focus upon your JEE mains and advanced, guys. SDE or data science, whatever you can get. That is my thing. Okay, so if you're preparing for data science, if you're preparing for full stack, that basically automatically makes you eligible for SDE. Now if you are able to get into both of them, then you can choose whatever is able to give you the better package. Now that is totally up to you. Okay. If I learn basic machine learning with full stack, will it get help in placements in MNCs? Again, like I said, choose either full stack or data science. Once I've chose between them, then along with that, you have to do data structures and algorithms, competitive programming, and one of the languages, C++ or Java. Okay, this is what you have to do. Okay, follow along with that. Okay. Okay, so let's start off with our today's class. Can we start off with our today's class, guys? Please do let me know. Can we start off with our today's class, guys? Do let me know, guys. Can we start off with our today's class, guys? Please do let me know. Okay, great. So let's get started, guys. So first today, what we are going to do is, we are in the first half, we are going to discuss about logistic linear regression. Okay, we're going to discuss about one of the algorithms of machine learning called as simple linear regression. Okay, simple linear regression. Okay, let me just switch on the live chat as well on my phone so that I'm able to see your live chat as well. Okay, in the first half we will be doing this. In the second half we will be starting off with, I will be explaining you about the project and how you have to do it and everything. Okay, don't worry about it. So we'll be doing it like that. Give me a second, guys. My phone does not have a lot of charge, so I'll just bring in my secondary phone as well so that I'm able to see your questions. Okay, so give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Let's just bring one more phone. Okay, guys, give me another second. I have to open up YouTube. I don't know where. This is my previous phone, so I don't remember where I've kept YouTube. Yeah, I'm able to find the YouTube. I need to search for DevTown. So yeah, I found it over here. And I just need to open up the live chat. Okay, so are you guys able to okay, I'm able to see the live chat as well. So shall we get started? Now, simple linear regression is also known by a lot of different names in the society, okay, in the machine learning community. So this is an algorithm. This is a machine learning algorithm, guys, okay. This is a proper machine learning algorithm that you guys will be studying right now. So please pay a lot of attention right now, okay. We'll be having one more class tomorrow as well, guys, okay. Okay, so let's get started. So simple linear regression is also known as fitting a line to a data. Okay, so fitting a line to a data. Okay, the next particular name for linear regression is your least squares. Okay, so least squares. So these are the three names that are related to simple linear regression. As you're able to see, the first is linear regression, fitting a line to a data, and least squares. So you need to understand this particular algorithm in its depth for the project. Okay, so that is why I'm trying to explain it to you guys. I will not be able to repeat myself, guys, again and again. So please focus a lot upon what I'm teaching right now. Give your 100% of your brain to understanding what I'm writing right over here. Okay, again, all your questions I'll be answering in this second half, not right now. Right now, focus upon what I'm teaching. If you're missing a single point out of this, you won't be able to understand anything. You won't be able to understand the project as well. But trying to copy the project and make the project at the end, then in that case, you won't be able to learn anything. The certificate is useless for you. When you'll be showing it to the examiner, to the interviewer, when you are going for an interviewer, the interviewer will be asking you these questions that I'm teaching you right now. If you're not able to answer them properly, the interviewer will understand that certificate you have stolen it from somewhere else. You don't know anything about that, and he will not be selecting you. So please keep this in mind. Whatever I'm teaching right now, okay, you guys have to listen to it very carefully. Simple linear regression. Okay. Okay, great. So now let us take up the particular drawing. So this is a data. Okay, you are having some data. Okay, now again, like I said, your data is let's say we are taking up right over here for this example because linear regression is used on the supervised learning data. Do you guys remember? We have already learned about supervised learning yesterday. Do you guys remember that? Please let me know. Do you guys remember that? Please let me know, guys. Yesterday we have learned about supervised learning algorithms. Great. So what is a supervised learning algorithm? You are having a data and you are having a label associated with that particular data. So let's say you are having a data, let's say X, okay, that is your data, and the label associated with that particular data is Y. Okay, so if X is, let's say, 1, y is 1.5. Okay, x is, let's say, 2, so y is about approximately, let's say, 2.5. Okay, if x is 3, y is, let's say, 1. If x is 4, y is 4. If x is 5, y is approximately 5.6 or something like that. So you are having your data. Okay, you are having the data and the label associated with that particular data as well. So x and y right over here. So you can take this data and plot it in an x and y graph. Okay, it's a two-dimensional graph, x and y. You will be able to plot it as well. So this is just an example. I'm just plotting random points right over here. Okay, I'm just plotting random points right over here. So this is one of the points, this is one of the points, and there is one point right over here. Then I'm putting up one point here, one point here, one point right over here, one point here. Let's take a one point here and one point here. As you're able to see, whatever x and y data that we are having, okay, I'm plotting it along the x and the y axis. I'm plotting the data along the x and the y axis right over here. You're having the x axis here, the y axis right over here. Okay, and now this is your data. This is the data that has been given to you. What is the machine learning algorithm? What is the role of a machine learning algorithm right over here? The role of the machine learning algorithm is to predict. Okay, if it is given x, if I'm giving any x to that particular machine learning algorithm, so here x is our question. Okay, yesterday we have learned about the question and y is our the answer. Okay, so if a question has been provided to our machine learning algorithm, he should be able to predict. He should be able to get the answer. Okay, he should be able to get the answer at the end. So for that, you will look at this particular code and you will have to find some pattern, and you will have to plot a straight line, a linear regression. You have to plot a straight line made in such a way that the answers that it is able to suggest. Now, yesterday we have learned about various different things. What is an underfitted line? Okay, an underfitted line will be something like this. An underfitted line will be something like this. Okay, it is not learning anything from the data. It is not learning anything from the data. You give it anything, you give it any particular like question, it will give you a random answer. Okay, it does not care, it gives you a random answer. Now this is not something that you do. So this is an underfitted example itself. What will be an overfitted example? So for overfitted example will be something like this. Overfitted example will be something like this. We'll go through all the points together, and you don't want something like this. You don't want something like this. Okay, so what you need is a generalized answer in the middle. You need a generalized answer that is able to give an approximate value every single time, and it's always approximately correct. Now, how to identify that? How to identify this particular line? How to fit this particular line itself? Okay, so let's start with the utmost basics. Let's start with a horizontal line right over here. Okay, let's start off with a horizontal line and let's find out the distance. Okay, so how wrong is this prediction? Now, this is a predicted line. The predicted line. What do you mean by that? If I'm putting up a value, if I'm giving a new question, this model, this is your algorithm, the machine learning algorithm. This line is your machine learning algorithm. What does that mean? Okay, so I'm giving you a new question. This is your new question. Okay, this is your new value of x that you want to predict. So this is your question right over here, and you are going up. Okay, whatever corresponds to this particular value of y, that will be your answer. That would be your answer. But what was the actual value? Okay, what was the actual? So this is your y dash. Okay, this is your y dash what the algorithm predicted. Okay, whereas the original value of this x, the original value of this x should have been this particular point of y. Should have been this y. So there is some difference. There is some difference between what we predicted and what we actually got. For example, again, right over here, if we are taking up the example for this x, we're taking up the example for this x, the predicted value of y hat, the predicted value from the algorithm is this y dash itself. Is this y dash itself. Whereas the actual value should have been this. This should have been the value that should have been predicted by the algorithm. So this is some error right over here. Are you guys able to understand this? There's some error between what the algorithm is predicting and what we actually wanted. Okay, so we need to find out this particular error itself. So let's just remove everything. We need to find this particular error. Let's remove this as well. We don't require this. So if this line is the value that has been predicted by the algorithm, if this line is the value of the value predicted for the questions, the answers predicted for the questions by the algorithm, how are you able to find the error for that? So what you'll do is you will draw horizontal line, perpendicular lines, okay, to the, you will draw horizontal lines to the line that has been predicted by the algorithm. Now to calculate the error, what will you be doing? So for example, if this is x1 comma x2, okay, if this is x1 comma y1, okay, this is x1 comma y1 right over here. So this difference right over here, this difference that you are able to see, what will that difference be? If this is a comma v, we'll be writing x1 minus a. Okay, so that this difference right over here would be x1 minus a1 and y1 minus b, and you just add that. Okay, just add it. So that is basically what actually happened. Okay, what you actually got, what you actually wanted from the algorithm, whereas what you actually got. So this difference, this difference right over here between the two values, that is your error. Okay, that is your error at the end of the day. And so this is a negative error right over here. You got a value that is greater than, so actual value what you wanted, okay, actual, so actual, that is in red, so that is what we wanted, actual, minus what you got from the algorithm, that is in blue, so that is what you got from the algorithm, real, what you got from the algorithm. So now if you are seeing this, the actual value is less than the value that you got from the from the line itself. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Are you able to understand? The actual value is less than the value that you got from the line. Are you able to understand? Please let me know. Not distance formula, because see, the x and the value of x is the same. The value of x is the same. So you just need to subtract the y values to get the distance. You just need to get the y values from the distance itself. Okay. So what was the question that I asked? Yeah. So the actual value is less than the value that you got. So this is a negative error. Negative error right over here, negative error right over here. This is a positive error, a small positive error. This is again a positive error because the actual value is greater than the value that you got from the algorithm. This is also a negative error, positive error, positive error. Now there's a very high probability if you're adding all these errors up, if you are able to add all these errors up together. Now, how will you be able to add the errors, guys? You need to understand that the x is same. The x is always same. Are you guys able to see? The value of x is same for these 2 points. So the distance is basically the difference between y that you wanted and y hat that you got. Okay, the difference is between y and y hat. So if you're adding all the differences, the answer you will get near 0. It will give you an error called as 0. Okay, that is, there's no issues, the line is fitting it properly, but you are able to see that there's so much problem right over here. So what you're doing right over here is you are basically calculating. So you're having y and y hat that you get from the algorithm. So you're doing y minus y hat, okay, plus y1 minus y hat 1, okay, y1 y2 minus y hat 2, okay, plus y3 minus y hat 3, and so on and so forth, where y is the actual value that you wanted and y hat is the predicted value. Okay, it is the predicted value. So the first thing that you can do is, okay sir, so for example, some of them will be positive, some of them will be negative. So we can do one thing, we can convert everything to positive itself by taking the absolute value. Okay, by taking the absolute value of these. So what we can do is we can convert all of them into positive values by taking the absolute values of these. Okay, instead of taking up the exact values, we take up absolute values itself. Okay. Okay, you need to take up the absolute value of these. Okay, or the second option that you have, so everything will become positive because you are taking the mod, you're taking the absolute value, so everything will become positive. Now the second option that you have is you can take up the squares of these numbers. Okay, you can take up the squares of these numbers. You can take up the squares of these errors. You can take up the squares of these errors. So if you're taking up the absolute value, you are taking up the absolute error. Okay, whereas if you're taking the squared value, you're taking the squared errors. Okay, so usually it's a good practice to take up the squared errors itself. Okay, usually it is considered as a good practice to take up the squared errors. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Now, any line that you have studied, so I'm assuming that you have the knowledge of basic mathematics. Okay, so I'm assuming that you know that any one-dimensional line can be represented as y is equals to ax plus c. Okay, any one-dimensional line can be represented as y is equals to ax plus c, where a is the slope of the line and c is the y-intercept. That is the point at which it intercepts the y-axis. Okay, so a is the slope of the line and c is the y-intercept of the line itself. I hope that this is clear to you guys. What's the difference between squared and so mod basically converts everything to positive, whereas if you're taking squared, so it will just square the values and again it will become positive. Now squaring is preferred because it increases the like error. So if there is a huge error, then that will make it larger and all those kind of concepts are there. So like, you don't need to know that. Okay, but just I can go into the mathematics and it will just make everything very tiresome for you. Just consider right now that it's always better to go with the squared one itself. Okay, so slope and the y-intercept. Now I can change this line. I can slowly and steadily change the slope and the y-intercept of these lines to get new lines as well. If I change the y-intercept of the line, okay, if I change the y-intercept of the line, what will happen? This line will just go up. This line will just go up, or this line will just go down. If I change the slope of the line, then this line will become something like this. Okay, it will just change the slope of the line itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. If I'm changing the slope of this particular line, it will just keep the y-intercept as same and will just increase the slope of the line. So I can create any permutation or combinations. Okay, you are able to create any permutation or combinations. Then you are able to use this particular slope and the y-intercept. You will be able to use this slope and the y-intercept to create any permutation and combinations of these lines. Okay. Now, if I'm shifting, so let me just again change everything back. Let's erase this everything from the screen. Let's make the dots once again. Just taking up random dots again here. See, whatever I've told up till now, this is something that has already been covered in your basic mathematics. So my job is to basically explain you how the algorithm works, how everything works from a machine learning point of time. I don't think so. It's my duty to explain to you how slope and intercept works and how you will be able to use slope and intercept to basically change your lines itself. Okay, my job is to basically make you guys understand the errors and how you are able to predict something using machine learning. So that is my job. Okay, again, like I said, basic mathematics, I assume you guys that you are able to understand 10th and mathematics. Okay. Yeah, so the project we will be doing this. The project we will be implementing this on a particular data set. Don't worry about it, but you need to understand the concept as well. Okay. So right over here, what we want to do is we want to take up a line. Okay, so for example, I decrease the y-intercept of the line. The previous line was somewhere here. I decrease the y-intercept of the line. Now the line is somewhere here. Okay, so now as you're able to see, we will be able to plot again the errors. Again, we will be able to plot the errors. We'll be able to calculate the error for this new line. Okay, now this error, as you're able to see, would be larger than the previous one. Okay, this error would be larger than the previous one. So we will not use this particular line. Again, we will just do some trial and testing. We will do some trial and testing right over here to find out various different lines with different slopes and different y-intercepts to be able to find a perfect line that gives us the lowest error. That gives us the lowest error right over here. We want to get the error as low as possible. Now, how are we going to get that? So let's try to understand this from a perspective. Right over here, let's remove everything from here so that I'm able to use this particular space as well. Okay, we'll create another graph. Okay, we will create another graph right over here. Let's create the graph in, let's say, brown color. We'll create another graph right over here where we will be plotting. Okay, so every a comma b, the values of a comma b, that is y is equals to ax plus c. So a comma c right over here. So ax plus c, a is the slope of this particular line, c is the y-intercept of this particular line. We'll be plotting the error that we got, that is summation of y minus y hat, okay, yi minus yi hat, the whole square divided by 2n. So that is the basic equation that we follow to get the error at the end of the day. Now again, this is something that is covered in your 10th standard itself. So I is equals to 1 to I is equals to n, where n is the number of data points that you are having in your data set. Okay, where n is the number of data points that you are having in the data set. So this will basically look like y1 minus y hat 1 the whole square plus blah 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 up till the last point, that is y2 minus y2 hat the whole square divided by 2n. So that is the entire equation that we have. Okay, so I've explained that as well. So if we are using this particular equation right over here to plot the error, okay, we'll be using this particular equation to plot the error. So for every slope and intercept right over here, we will plot the error on the y-axis. Okay, so this is the error right over here. Okay, then we will again maybe increase our intercept, decrease our slope, and move on slowly and steadily, and we'll start plotting the errors like this. It will occur, the errors will look something like this. After you have plotted it up, it will look something like this. Along with, so this is your a and c values, that is your slope and your y-intercept. This is your errors. Okay, this is your error that you have pointed out. Okay, this is the error that you calculated right over here. The length, okay, the length from here to here is called, okay, so right over here, as you are able to see, we will be plotting our error. As you are able to see, we need this particular value of a and c. We need this particular, the lowest error possible. Okay, error cannot be zero. Okay, error cannot be zero because it's random points. Okay, you need to make sure that your algorithm is having the lowest error possible. Okay, you need to make sure that the algorithm is having lowest error possible. That will be at the minima of this particular hyperbola. Okay, this is a hyperbola, this is a parabola, hyperbola itself, because we don't know it's an exactly symmetrical or not. So I'm taking it as a hyperbola. And in this hyperbola itself, the lowest point possible, the lowest minima that is possible, that is the value of a and c that you want. Okay, that is the value of a and c that you want at the end of the day. How will you get this particular lowest value? How will you get this particular lowest value? Can somebody let me know, how will you get this particular lowest value? We'll get this lowest value by taking the derivative of this particular line. Okay, this entire line, that is the error. Okay, that is the error. Okay, this entire line, we'll have to take the derivative of that, equate it to 0 and do that. Now see, again, I'm telling you guys, nobody does this derivation on their own. Okay, nobody is an idiot. These are, I'm telling you guys very easily that this is something that is a two-dimensional plane just to make you guys understand. Okay, it may be 3-dimensional, it may be 13 dimensionals as well. You need to take up the minima from that. So that is impossible by calculation. So of course you will be using computers to do this calculations, and that is where the machine learning algorithm works on computers only, not on something that you can do on your hands. But just try to understand the crux behind that. Of course, I'm not going into the mathematics behind it. I'm just trying to make you guys understand how it works. Okay, I'm trying to make you guys understand how this works. I'm not taking you guys into the deep dive of mathematics behind it. Of course, you should know that. Okay, if you are planning to go into data science, it is your job to understand how it works, understand the mathematics behind it, all the mathematical formula, able to implement it. So in this bootcamp, we will be understanding this particular algorithm, as well as tomorrow we'll be implementing it in a project as well. Okay, but these are the only two things that I'll be able to do it for you. Okay, but you need to learn the mathematics behind it as well. I'm not teaching it right over here because I am able to understand it will be very difficult for you guys to understand, but you guys need to understand that this is the error, this is the error function. Okay, this is the f of e. Okay, and you need to take up the derivative of the f of e to get the minima that you want to use, and that minima will have the lowest error possible. That is, the distance from the points to the line would be the minimum that is possible. Okay, that is the minimum that is possible, that is this particular line right over here. Okay, now as we are taking up an f of x is equals to ax plus c right over here, this is the equation of this line. Okay, this is the equation of this line. Okay, now I can increase the complexity of this polynomial. So this line will be able to fit only like this. This is an equation for a straight line itself. I cannot fit anything else right over there. I cannot fit anything else right over there. I can use only this to be able to fit it right over here. What if I want to fit, what if the thing looks something, the data that we have is like something else? Okay, what if we were having the data like this? Let's say this is our new data that we are able to get. I just erase 1 or 2 points. Okay, this is the new data that we are having. Now you cannot use a linear line. You cannot fit a linear line right over here. This is how the linear line will look like. Is this looks like a good fitted line? Can you guys let me know? Is this looks like a good fitted line? Can you let me know, guys? Are you guys able to see, like, is this a good fitted line, guys? Not at all. Are you able to see, like, there's so much gap, it does not look like a good fitted line. So you're able to understand one thing, that this a simple linear equation in one variable cannot fit this particular data in a proper sense. The data that it will be able to say, fit in a very proper sense would look something like this. A good fitted data would look something like this. Okay, but the equation for this cannot be represented as ax plus b. You cannot represent this as this particular equation. So you increase the complexity of your equation. You increase this as a polynomial in two variables. That is ax square plus bx plus c. This is the equation that you follow at that point of time. Okay, and this is where you are able to plot this entire data, then get the errors again get the values of a, b and c this time. So this makes it a three variable differentiation, a 3D differential. So again, you cannot do it on your hands. You have to use a computer for the same. You will have to cover the minima and maxima points to get the minima value and get the error and get the best fitted line right over here. Now if you are like, okay, can we increase the like number of polynomials a bit more as well? Can we increase the number of polynomial a bit more as well? The degree of the polynomial, can we increase it? So yes, you can do that. But in that particular case, if you are increasing it a lot, okay, if you are increasing it at like ax to the power 6 plus b x to the power 5 plus c x to the power 4 and so on and so forth, if you take up this as your polynomial, then this will happen. Overfitting will happen. And this is not what you want. You want a generalized solution. Okay, now what is happening is the algorithm is rote learning. This is the example of the student that is trying to rote learn everything. And you don't want to do that. You never want to do this. You want to create a generalized solution. You want to create a generalized solution that is able to fit these points well, but also other data as well if it comes at any point of time. You never want to overfit the entire thing. But this is no longer than a linear regression. This is a multivariate regression algorithm. Okay, this is a polynomial regression algorithm itself. Okay, now when you're having a polynomial regression algorithm, in that particular case, it is not just the, okay, if I'm putting up the degree as 6, it will not just check the degree that is 6 itself. It will check 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, 4 degree, 5 degree, 6 degree, every single thing. It will plot all the error in the same plot itself, and then take the minima out of it, and then check up, okay, this is like a third degree polynomial will be the best polynomial that can fit right over here. And that third degree polynomial as well, okay, in that third degree polynomial as well, you are able to get the values of a, b, c, d right over here, and this is the equation that you will be using in your machine learning algorithm. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Great. And once you have that equation, for example, for this, it was a line like this. If this is the equation that you get at the end, now this is your machine learning algorithm. This is the algorithm that has been created by the code that you have written. And now if you're providing any new value of x right over here, it will predict a value of y for you. And this is how a normal machine learning algorithms exist. As you're able to see right over here, there's nothing too amazing about it. It's just basic mathematics that you're using. As you're able to see, there's nothing like you are not creating anything. You're not creating a brain or something like that. It's just basic mathematics. It's just an algorithm. Basic mathematics. You're using vectors. You're using linear algebra that you've studied in 10th and 9th standard to be able to create a machine learning model, machine learning algorithm that is able to predict something for you guys. As you're able to see, there's not a lot of thinking like, okay, AI is a clear robot or something like that. No, it's basic maths at the end of the day. Okay, and we will be using this. We will be using this in our project. Okay, we will be using this in our project, guys. Okay. Okay. Okay, now I will be explaining you guys about the project. Okay, I will be explaining you guys about the certificate. I'll be explaining you guys about the everything else as well that you need to know. Okay, so can we start with that, guys? Please do let me know. Can we start with that, guys? Please do let me know. Okay. So the first thing we'll be having is tomorrow night. Tomorrow night around 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. Okay, I'll be releasing the project video. As the project is a bit like not that big as well, but as a for recording video, you will be able to rewatch it, understand it to a very good sense as well. I want you guys to be able to understand everything in that project properly. Okay, so I will be releasing the video on what is tomorrow's date, 26th. Okay, so 26th of June, 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. in the evening, I'll be releasing the video. Okay, the project video on this channel itself. You can go through that video to complete it. Second thing, tomorrow evening. Okay, tomorrow evening, 26th June night. Let's not consider it as night. 27th morning itself. Okay, let's say 27th June morning. Those guys with the okay, sorry. Tomorrow is okay. Thank you so much, guys. Sorry, 27th June. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Okay, 27th June, 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. You will get the project video, guys. Okay, 28th June morning, you guys will be able to receive the 7-day attendance certificate. Yes, 28th June morning, you guys will be able to receive your 7th day attendance certificate. Like 7 days of attendance that those guys are having, they will be able to receive the certificates on 28th morning. Now, once the project video is up and running at 27th night, you will get up till 28, 29, 30. So, the deadline for submitting the project will be 30th June midnight. deadline to submit the project. Okay, so I will be showing you in the project video how to submit the project as well, where to submit the project as well. In that video I will be showing you every single thing. Okay, every single thing I will be showing it to you in that particular video itself. Okay, we will be whatever concepts that you have not studied, I'll be explaining you those concepts in that video as well. Don't worry about it. Okay, where to submit, how to submit, that will be told to you in tomorrow's video itself. Don't worry about it. Okay, it will be told to you in tomorrow's video. Don't worry about it. Then the fourth point is, in 1 to 2 days, that is by 1st or 2nd of July, you will be receiving the 7-day attendance plus the correct project submitted certificate. Okay, so by 1st or 2nd July, you will be able to receive that as well. Okay, the project video will be posted at 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, on 28th June morning, you will be able to receive the 7-day attendance certificate. Please do check your spam folders, check your promotion folders as well. For the same, you will be receiving it. Okay, 30th June midnight will be the deadline to submit the project. You will have 28th the entire day, 29th the entire day, 30th the entire day as well. You have 3 days to complete the project. The project video will be of 1 hour at the maximum. It will take you 1 to 2 hours to complete the project in its entirety. So you can give 2 hours of your time in 3 days. That is, in 78 hours, I'm asking you for 72 hours. I'm asking you for just 2 hours. That is more than sufficient, guys. Okay. Okay. So, and then on 1st to 2nd July, you will be able to get your project certificates as well. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Please keep the deadline as 1st July. Okay, do you want to me to extend the deadline? See, if I am extending the deadline, it will take time to send the certificates as well. Please try to understand that. Because even if you're submitting the project, so for example, you're submitting the project on 28th as well, you will still receive the certificate after after the deadline has been completed. Okay, please do remember that. Don't tell me that, sir, I submitted the project, still I have not got the certificate. It will take time. If you want, I will just increase the deadline of the submissions. Okay, no issues. Let me just increase the deadline. Then instead of 30th June, we will have the deadline as 1st July. Okay, we'll have the deadline as 1st July midnight. Okay, so you will have 28, 29, 30, and 1st. Okay, 4 to 5 days to complete the entire project. Okay, and submit it as well. How to submit it, where to submit it, it will be in the project video, guys. Okay, along with that, now the certificates will then be sent to you from 3rd or 4th July. Okay, you will be able to receive the certificate from 3rd or 4th July itself. Even if you're submitting before that, you will be receiving the certificates on 3rd or 4th July only. Okay, are you guys able to understand? Please do let me know. The certificates will be, okay, again, for project submission, whatever, we will have a Google form where we will be submitting the projects. Whatever attendance, whatever email you have used to fill up the attendance link, use the exact same emails to fill up the project submission form as well. Use the exact same email to submit the project form as well. Okay. The Google and the Microsoft certificate is the certificate that you will be getting according to your 7 days of attendance as well as the correct project submitted, guys. Okay. You can work on Google Colab. I will make sure that you are able to work on Google Colab itself. Don't worry about it. Okay. You can use VS Code as well for the same, but I will suggest you guys to use Jupyter Notebooks because the format in which we'll be taking in the project will be in IPYNB files. IPYNB files only. You cannot submit a Py file. You cannot submit a Python file. You can only submit an IPYNB file. In VS Code as well, you can code in IPYNB file. You can use Jupyter Notebooks. If you don't know that, then code in Google Colab only. I will be telling you guys that inside of the project video tomorrow, so don't worry about it. Okay, Sneha, like I already said, the Google and the Microsoft certificates are the certificates that you get according to your 7 days of attendance as well as the correct project submitted, that is on 3rd or 4th of July. Okay, so I've already told you guys that. Yeah, I also know, Shirang. I also don't know why people are asking for 4 days to just do a project of like 2 hours. I'm giving you enough time, but still, I'm able to understand there are some exams and everything. So, no issues in that, guys. I've extended the deadline for the project. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, so again, there is no class tomorrow at 8:30. We will directly have the project video at 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. Okay, between that particular amount of time, I will be doing that live. Like I will be posting it live. You can see it from right over there. The second thing, let me tell you something about the project as well. So we'll be working with the real estate Boston data set. So it is the like basically how many bedrooms that you have, what is the square feet of your house, is it near to a hospital, is it near to a school, is it near to some metro station, like how many, like at that point of time the data set is a bit old. So at that point of time, crimes, like how many crimes were happening, how many black people lived near your neighborhood. So all those, like as I said, it's a very old data set, so it has that kind of data inside of it as well. So all this will be there along with the pricing of that property, along with the pricing of that property. So we'll be using all this information about the size of the house, the number of BHKs, where is it located, how far or close it is to a particular school or hospital. All this data will be using it to predict the price of that particular house, to predict the price of that particular house. So that is what we'll be doing it. Okay. We'll be doing it live itself, guys, because it's a project video. If I'm doing it live, if I'm trying to make you guys understand every single thing, because I have to repeat myself again and again and again, so it will take like almost 6 hours to complete the project live. I'm doing it as a recorded video that will be put in up right over there. So if you want to listen to it properly, you can just like rewind back and listen to it once again. Okay. Please use the same. So the deadline for the project submission is the 1st of July. The deadline for the project, I will be telling you guys this again in tomorrow's video as well. Don't worry. The deadline will be for the 1st of July itself. Okay. 1st of July would be the deadline of the project submission, guys. Okay. Today is the deadline for the MongoDB backend bootcamp's project submissions, Shubham. So as today is the deadline, like I said, after 2 to 3 days, we'll be sending out the certificates. Okay. Yes, I will be giving you the dataset as well. Don't worry about it. Okay, so I hope that this clears most of your doubts. Again, I will be discussing this in tomorrow's video as well. So don't worry about it. Can we? Yes, of course. You can see the video at any point of time. You will have 4 days to complete the project. You can see the video and complete the project from there. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay. The certificates will be sent to you on your email IDs that you have used for attendance as well as for the correct project submission. So the certificates will be sent right over there. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. I will just send the attendance link right now. Okay. Okay. So guys, let me know. Tomorrow there will be no class at 8:30, guys. There will be no class at 8:30. Okay. There will be no class at 8:30, guys. I'll just be putting up the project video around 10 to 12. Okay, you can then start off with the project itself. You'll have 4 days to watch the video and complete the project. Okay, don't worry about it, guys. Okay, don't worry about it. Tomorrow there is no class. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. We'll meet tomorrow again at maybe a future boot camp, or in the video as well. You'll be able to see me, and we'll try to make sure that you are having a blast as well. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you.